Hello folks, welcome inside the Palace on Poirier as we welcome you to the 2019 Canadian National Box Lacrosse Championships, as tonight's matchup between Team Ontario and Team First Nations, and a battle for first place in the standings right now, as Ontario is currently 3-0 in this tournament, as First Nations has 1 win and 1 tie. And tonight it should be a fun one, as a lot of goals scored from this Ontario team, as through 3 games they have scored 42 times, and leading the way for them has been Ryan Bullock. He has 5 goals and 6 assists for 11 points. They also have 4 of the top 5 scorers in this tournament so far. So if First Nations wants to have some success tonight, they're going to have to limit that offense and really put some pressure back the other way. Offensively, it's kind of been tough for them to score some goals in this tournament, as they only have 10 goals through 2 games, averaging about 5 a night. But leading the way for them, Jamison Bucktooth, he scored 70% of their goals, as he has 7 goals through his first 2 games. And look for him to be a factor in how First Nations plays tonight, as the offense goes through him. But it's not just him on that team, as they have others as well that contribute. And Terrence is one of them, as well as Arrow Booth and Barrio. They're the other goal scorers for this First Nations team to start this tourney. And both teams await at center right now for, I believe, the singing of Canada. Or no, just a handshake. No, oh Canada tonight. It's just a handshake, a little bit of respect shown before the game. And as the First Nations, as I was just told, will prepare a dance before the start of this game. And that was the first time I have seen that live, and it is something special to see. So cool how everyone, both teams get in on it. And we are just about to start this one. Division. With Jamison. And face-off won by Ontario. And ball goes out of bounds, as it'll be First Nations ball to start this game. Terrence with the ball up top, playing pass with Bucktooth. Cross back, backdoor cut, and that pass is just missed by Terrence. Ontario retrieves the ball. Pushing the ball up the floor. Here comes Ontario. Ball down low into the corner. Pick and roll. Cutting to the inside. That shot stopped. Rebound in the crease as First Nations retrieves that one. And they're getting pressure by Ontario. And up the floor comes First Nations. They're going to get a fresh set of legs out there. There's Booth with the ball, and he sends that one up top. First Nations looking to get into their offense here. Ball up top, work to the right side. Good defense by Ontario. Position, that shot, that's stopped by Robertson. And Ontario is off and running. First Nations just doing a one-man press right now. As Stewart has the ball for Ontario. He swings that one across, and Ontario with the shot. That shot stopped. No rebound there as First Nation has the ball. And up the floor they come. And into the Ontario zone. Ball up top to Thompson. Thompson, he's looking for the pick to come up as he sends that one down low. Thompson fakes. Comes up top and he gets stripped. Good stick there by the Ontario defender. I believe that was Francis. And that shot misses the net. Ontario has the ball and they're moving up with it. So they're going to get a fresh pair of legs out on the floor. Messier with the pass into the middle. Messier. He's just got one man left. He's going to pull out. Messier, he sings that one across. That pass is dropped and sent down low to the Ontario player. And driving as there's only 5 on the shot clock. That shot, that's another stop by Diablo as he has been sharp early in this one. Just over 5 minutes into this one. We are still tied at 0-0. And a little trickery up top as Bucktooth has it. Over to Terrence. He sends that one across. Back to Bucktooth. Bucktooth, he sends that one to the corner, and that pass is missed by Booth. Ontario gets it, and big hit in the corner there as loose ball picked up again by Ontario, and they're off and running. They have numbers if they can push it. And they're just going to wait and get fresh legs off as Bullock sends that one down low. Pass up top to Ross. Ross waiting for his 5th line mate to come in. And Bullock with the shot. He fakes. That shot stopped. And again, a rebound goes to the corner as Bucktooth is battling in the corner for the ball. And First Nations has it, and they're trying to push this pace, and that pass is just missed as Bucktooth tried to spree his teammate on a breakaway. Loose ball in the corner. Picked up by Ontario. And they're moving it. And that pass is incomplete, and that will head right back into Diablo and net. Couple of good saves to start this one for Diablo and keeping his First Nations team in this one. Ball up top left, swung across to the right side. Here's Booth with it. He sends it back to the lefties. Ball down low. Good defense by Ontario. And no shot again for the second possession as Ontario's defense starting to swarm this First Nations offense. And that pass is caught. Here comes Ontario with the ball. That pass, good stick there by the First Nations defenders. They're trying to retrieve this one. Boulder with the ball. That's Bullock, the shot. That shot stopped by Diablo. No rebound there. Bullock's first shot of the game. Ryan Bullock again leads the tournament in points so far with 6 goals and 5 assists for 11 points. Thompson with the ball in the Ontario zone. Sends that one down low and sets a pick. Ball across to the left side. Looking for a lane, nothing. Ontario playing really aggressive defense right now. And that good catch there, I believe that was by Ross down low. He couldn't hold on to it. And crease is the call as Ontario now has possession. And Ontario with numbers is Gesso. Sends over to Martin. Martin, that shot scores! And it's 1-0 Ontario as that one beat Diablo right under the stick side. And it's 1-0 Ontario to start this one. Perfect shot from the top there by Ty Gesso. And that is his 5th goal of this tournament. That'll put him for a tie for 2nd place in goals to start this tourney. That face-off cleanly won by Bucktooth. Battle in the corner for the loose ball. Ontario comes up with it. They look to push up the floor. There's Martin with the pass. Up to Ross. Ross takes it down low to the corner. He's going to wait for his teammates to set something up. He's going to swing that over to the right side. Ball down low. Good move, but there comes a double. He can't do much. That shot stopped. Rebound right to First Nations, and they look to push, but they just throw that one away, and it'll be Ontario ball with a fresh 30. Jesso, the pass down to Ross. Ross in the corner, he's looking for a pick. Ross comes around it. He swings that one down low. That pass can't be caught. There's a Lucy in front of the crease, and that ball will be picked up by First Nations. And as we are just under 10 minutes into this one, and it is 1-0 Ontario with the goal by Jesso. Thompson with the ball up top of First Nations. First Nations looking to steal that. Bucktooth looking for the roll. Picked up again by Ontario as they got a man open up floor if they can reach him, and that pass is just out of his reach as the ball goes into the corner. Picked up by First Nations, and now they got numbers the other way if they want. As Bucktooth is wide open in front. Bucktooth, and I think the defender got a stick on that. Is he going to get a clear shot off? So we got a back and forth game right now. The pace is starting to pick up. Stewart with the ball. He's got a lane. Stewart, and he fires that one way left of the net, and it will stay in as Ontario gets possession of it again. 15 on the shot clock. Ball down low in the corner. And that shot, that's stopped by Diablo. Rebound and scores. And Ontario, just like that, goes up 2-0 as a bouncer. It looked like Diablo had it, but it just trickled by him. And it is 2-0 Ontario to start this game. And the goal was scored that time by Liam Odette to make things 2-0 for Ontario. We'll see how First Nations responds. And nope, the face-off guy for First Nations did not pull back, so it'll be Ontario ball. Bullock, Stewart, he sends that one down low. Francis, he sends out cross crease. That shot, good stop by Diablo as he challenged that shot. Loose ball, and Bullock picks that one up, and he tries to split two guys, loses possession, but regains. Bullock fakes, comes up top, he sends it up to Francis. Francis splits, and he gets hit high as First Nations claims possession of the ball. Good opportunities for Ontario. And Thompson is off and away for First Nations. He sends that one rink wide. Terrence with the ball. He's looking to move it. Sends that one back up top, back to Terrence. Terrence, he fires that one for Thompson, and that pass is picked off by Bullock. And Bullock, he's going to send Francis on a breakaway. Francis in, fakes, deke, shoots, scores! And just like that, it is 3-0 Ontario. What a start to this one as that one got past Diablo on the breakaway. Good stretch pass from Bullock, and it's 3-0. Just over 7 minutes remain in this first period. First Nations look to get some more offensive possession time to try and rewrite this script a little bit here and get some goals on the board. And again, Ontario comes away with the loose ball off the face-off. Messier, he sends that one rink wide. That shot stopped by Diablo. Again, a rebound, but First Nations picks it up. As there's a battle behind the crease, and Ontario regains possession. Shot, that's stopped by Diablo. Shoulder save. Ontario with the ball in the corner. Working their way up top. Another shot stopped by Diablo, kicked out with a left leg pad. And here comes First Nations with an opportunity here. And it's Terrence with the shot. That's stopped by Robertson. And his first big stop of the night off of Terrence on the breakaway. Keeps this one 3-0. And O'Hanley with the ball for Ontario now in the First Nations zone. Works that one over. Comes Ontario running the pick and roll here. They got nowhere to go. Good D by First Nations. That pass is dropped by O'Hanley. O'Hanley regains. He fires that one cross side, and that shot just missed the net. Good opportunity for Ontario, but here comes First Nations again. They're off and running as they will pull out, and wait for a line change. As Rice with the ball. Sends that one over to the lefties. Ball back up top for First Nations. A little stutter step and pull out. And that pass a little wild, and Robertson will regain it in the Ontario crease. And Francis, the third goal scorer, he's on the floor now for Ontario. Francis looking low. That shot scores again, and Ontario was up 4-0. And that one was scored by Trent Moradian off the pass from Francis, and referee timeout for water here, as both goalies will get a chance to take a breather here and get some water in them, as Diablo has just been peppered with shots. And that'll be a 1-minute referee's timeout here. So not the start First Nations was looking for. Down 4-0, still in the first period, still a little over 4 minutes left in this one. So they're going to need some offense, but where is it going to come? As there's only been the 10 goals I talked about earlier scored through 2 games. They're going to have to dig deep and find within these some goal scoring here, so they are more than capable of doing it. As we get set for the face-off between Thompson and Bullock. Another face-off won by Ontario. That's Ryan Bullock, the captain of this Ontario team. Sends that one down low to Francis. Francis, he sends that one cross crease, and a little give and go there as that pass is just out of the reach for Keller. So he regains it over to Francis, down low to Bullock. Bullock used the Francis screen. Bullock, he kind of stutter steps. That shot stopped, and that one's loose as it got by Diablo, but not on net as First Nations has the ball, and they look to push the pace, and they weren't really paying attention up there as, they got control of it again. That shot stopped by Robertson, and another loosey, and that's regained by First Nations. John Hill gives that one away, and Ontario with possession. Meridian running with the ball here. Now Martin. Martin into the offensive zone. He fakes. Martin, he's looking for a pass. He sends that one cross, and that's blocked by First Nations. Good back pick. Try to run a pick and roll there as that's stopped by Diablo in the crease. Lawrence runs it up for First Nations. Sends that one to Barrio. Barrio, he's looking for an option. He swings that over to the lefties. Here's Bucktooth with the ball. He backpedals, sends for Barrio, but that pass is missed, and some rough stuff down in the corner as Ontario looks to regain possession. They are, and they got numbers if they use it. Martin with the ball. Stumbles over. That shot off the post, and he gets level from behind as there's a delayed penalty there. That will be coming to Terrence of First Nations. 6-on-5 opportunity here from Ontario. Shot fake, shoots off the post and scores again. I believe that was Liam Odette with the goal there. Are they waving it off? No, it will count as it is 5-0. Or no goal is the call here. I'm not quite sure why they're waving that one off. But nonetheless, it'll be a 4-minute power play here for Team Ontario with 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in this one. In the first period, I should say. Ball up top, Odette. Over to Francis. A little seal. Francis, he can't handle the pass, but he regains. Francis fakes. He's looking for a shooting lane. Sends that one up top. That shot scores, and Ontario 6-0 on the power play marker there. Or 5-0, my bad. The last goal did not count. Not 6-0, 5-0 Ontario. As they are still on the power play. And that goal scored by Orana for Red. So 5-0 Ontario in the first period still. First Nations still shorthanded. A minute 30 remaining in this first period. There's a loose ball, and that one's picked up by Purple. And the battle for the ball comes away is Trishka with it. He's going to send a reverse down the floor. Smart play to get out of trouble. And back into the Ontario zone as Robertson out to get it. And here comes Ontario. Ross with the ball. Sends that one back up top to Messier. Messier sends that one over to the righty shooter. That shot, that misses the net. Rebound. Another Lucy here. Loose ball in the corner. Good battle going on. That's picked up by Stewart. And that pass is off the stick of Red and out of play as First Nations has the ball. 30 seconds remaining in this first period as First Nations looks to get on the scoreboard here before the period ends as they're shorthanded. That's a good opportunity. That's stopped again by Robertson. Here comes Red. They got a partial breakaway here if they want it. And there it is. And what a goal. Ty Jesus. Oh, and it's going to get waved off for crease, but Jesus had his second of the night there if he didn't step in the crease. And this one stays 5-0. 2 seconds. That shot off the glove. And that will do it for the first period. 5-0 Ontario leads. And what a start for Red as the top spots is up for grab in this one. We'll see what adjustments First Nations makes here in the second period. If they want to stay in this one, they got to get something going on offense, and they also got to keep the ball out of their net. And we will be back in 3 minutes for the start of the second period. And I am back here for the start of the second period between Ontario and First Nations. I'm not sure if I introduced myself at the start, but I'm Braden Oak, doing my first box lacrosse game. So bear with me here this first game as we are underway, and Ontario's still on the power play, but good loose ball picked up there by First Nations. That's a big hit in the corner though. Bullock with the hit, and Thompson, he's battling with Bullock. And a penalty will be called here. I believe it is Terrence. And it will be Terrence, it looks like, getting another penalty, as the fans are not too happy with that call there. And Lawrence, I'm not sure what the call is for him, but I believe he came out of the penalty box as the play was transpiring in front of him. And I believe he got involved, and you are not allowed to do that, so he will receive another penalty. The fans here, the Six Nations fans, are not too happy about that call. I think that there's a discussion to see who will come away with possession of this ball. The refs will have a discussion to see whose ball it will be. So chaotic start to start this second period. Some bad blood maybe starting to fixed state here between the two teams. But right now it is Bullock and Terrence in the box for their respective teams. And both captains are talking to the refs, waiting to see what the call will be. We will await. I'm waiting for a signal here from either of these refs to indicate who has possession, or if there will be a face-off. So it'll be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. So both teams will be in the box. Discussion between the First Nations coach and the referee as to why the penalty occurred for Terrence. But it looks like it'll be Ontario ball as Messier awaits up top for the ref's whistle. And to get back underway here in this second period. And there's been some time added on the clock. There was now 16:37 on. Messier with the ball up top. He sends it across. Good little wheel route. That shot stopped by Diablo. Rebound, and that's picked up by Purple. Nice backhand pass there to avoid the pressure. Thompson with the ball now for First Nations. Thompson's waits to see who waits a pick from Bucktooth. Thompson. He sends out one rink wide. Here comes Purple. And that shot stopped. No rebound there for Robertson, as that one absorbs into his padding. And Ontario now with possession. Here comes Messier up the floor for Red. Messier, I wonder if there's any relation to Mark Messier there. And that pass is swung across to Jesso. Jesso sends the ball back up top to the lefty. Martin. He waits, looking for a move. He sends that one across ice, and that was a bad pass. That is picked up by First Nations. Barbario with the ball, and that backhand off the glass over to Hill. Hill, and a little bobble there is picked up by John Hill, using the old-fashioned wood stick. Not like to get slashed with that thing. Barbario up top now for First Nations. He fakes. Barbario, he's looking for Hill, and he couldn't get a stick on that one. Ball into the corner, picked up by Hill. Hill, he switches hands, he goes righty. Over to Barbario up top. He avoids the pressure. He sends it over to Thompson. Thompson's shot, that just misses the net, and that's picked up by Ontario, and they're off and running now. Here comes Red. As they're waiting to get him on, as there's trying to see how much time is left. Like, I have trouble seeing the score clock from where I'm announcing this game from. But Ontario with the ball now. Stewart, he sends that one a little quick stick, give and go, but that was, couldn't get caught. And Francis now with the ball. Francis, that shot stopped. Good save there by Diablo. Good shot by Francis. And picked up by Hill as he's driven to the boards by the Ontario defender, but he regains the ball again. And Hill, he sends that one over to Bucktooth. And a line change here for First Nations as Terrence is out of the box, and he sends that one to the oncoming player. Jamison Bucktooth now with the ball up top. He's been quiet in this one. We'll see what he does in this second period. Bucktooth, he spins. He kicks that one up to Martin. Martin, and big hit coming in was Francis there. The massive hit up top, and now Francis has a breakaway. Francis in, stopped by Diablo. What a shift by Francis, but couldn't cap it off with the goal. First Nations now with the ball. They're going to send it over to the left side. The ball pick and roll from Purple. Send rink wide. And Terrence over to Booth. Booth's shot. He's going to get a good shot off. Good stick in there by Stewart for Red. And Ontario is up the floor and off and running. And scores, and Francis makes it 6-0. What a move on Diablo there, and that's his second of the night. I'm not sure. Is the goalie looks like as a, oh, he's just handing the glove back to Martin of First Nations. And it is 6-0 with 13 minutes remaining in this second period. Ontario is, they came out firing, and they are continuing that momentum so far, and it's been Francis leading the way for this team. And face-off picked up by Ontario as Belair with the ball. That ball is kicked over to the left side, back up top. Ontario with the shot, and that shot just misses wide. Good opportunity there from the top. That's Derritt with the ball. He sends it over to the left side. Back down low to the crease. Francis over to Belair. Belair, that shot, and that just misses the net. Back up top to Sterrett. Sterrett to Belair. That shot off the shoulder of Diablo. And there's a battle for it, and Ontario again regains possession of it. And they're going to get some fresh legs on the floor. Coach is really happy with that shift. Ontario now looking to run some on offense. Good pressure by First Nations defense. They're looking for a shot. That's kicked over to Ty Gesso. Gesso fake, shoots. That shot stopped. And no rebound there. Good save by Diablo. And First Nations will bring this one into the Ontario zone, looking to finally get onto the board. And it's Hill. Hill with the ball up top. He sends that one over to the right side. Fake. That shot stopped, and that misses the net. And Ontario again with the ball. Omede with the ball. He looks to make a move past Thompson. Fake, Steek shoots, scores, and it's 7-0 Ontario. Good move there on the breakaway and the finish by Omet. There's been a goalie change for First Nations, and Hill is now in between the pipes for the purple and silver. It's 7-0. Ontario leading this one midway through the second, and Bucktooth is hammered from behind by Francis. No call on the play. Battle down low for the loose ball. That's picked up by First Nations. Bucktooth, he's limping as he just took a shot from behind from Francis. And Terrence with the ball now for the purple. Terrence He makes a move. Terrence blocks in that shot. I think Robertson got a piece of that. He kicked it to the corner. But again, Ontario picks that one off. Good move there by Ray 12 as he is off. He's got Ontario with the 3-on-1. Let's get over to the left. Francis scores. That's his third of the night. He has the hat trick, and it's 8-0 Ontario. What a game for Kyler Francis. He's been the best player on the floor to start this one. So big and strong. These First Nations players starting to get a little frustrated with how this one's going. As Ontario only has 4 guys out there, they need one more. But that doesn't stop them as they're off and running. Taking some hacks down low. Good defense. Loose ball picked up by Purple. Here comes Thompson. He's gonna jog his way up the floor here, wait for his teammates to set up. Ball sent down low. As Garino, he winds up, and that shot, that just missed the net, and that's deflected. And again, Ontario with an opportunity for a breakaway. And it's Martin. He's being chased from behind. Martin, he's in, and he misses the net. So that went wide left. And the loose ball is picked up by Purple. And a delayed penalty coming up to Ontario, looks here. So an opportunity, 6-on-5 for the Purple and Silver, and the whistle has been blown. I'm not sure why it was blown down. I'm gonna assume it was too many men, and that was why the whistle was blown there. So the goalie might not have been fully to the bench before they put the player out there. And First Nations coach is just getting teed up here. Sees lace some profanity towards the referee. Things are starting to get a little hostile here inside the Palace. And we're waiting to see what the other call was, as there's 2 First Nations players in the box with 0 Ontario, but I believe the original penalty was called on one of the Ontario players, as we just await to see what it is here. It looks like it's going to be a 5-on-4 power play for Ontario. Or 5-on-3 it will be. So a 5-on-3 power play upcoming here for Ontario, looking to add to their 8-0 lead. And Bullock has the ball for Ontario. Over to Gesso. Back to Bullock. Over to Francis. Francis, the fake. Someone down low to the crease. Francis. Back up top to Gesso. Over to Francis. He fakes. Sends it down low to the crease. Back over to Belair. He fakes again. Back up to Francis. A lot of fakes going on in this power play. And Belair at the shot, and that's stopped by Hill. As there might have been about 8 fakes that even faked me out that shift, but an opportunity here for Terrence to get onto the loose ball in the Ontario zone. As they're going to have to rag a little bit of this penalty off here. And Bullock, him and Moderin are going to be defending Terrence here. And a delayed penalty coming to Ontario here, as it looks like Bullock will get one for slashing, as they have pinned Terrence up against the boards. And that ball's loose, and the 30-second shot clock will go. But it will be Bullock heading off the floor. 2 minutes for a holding. So it will be 4-on-3 for Ontario, but on Six Nations or First Nations will start with the ball. So we Bullock 2 minutes for holding the Ontario captain. Ryan Bullock, one of those great two-way players this tournament that I've seen. And Jamison Bucktooth with the ball up top. You can see he's visibly limping around right now. He took a shot about 5 minutes ago. And he's gonna rag some more time off this. And Messier, Martin, defending him. And Jamison, he just drew a triple team there. And that will be another 30-second shot clock violation as Ontario is off and running. And that shot stopped by Hill as we got some rough stuff between Bucktooth here and Omet. Bucktooth fakes, cross crease, that shot stopped. Good save there by Robertson, but another penalty will be coming up here to Ontario as Bucktooth and Omet have some words for each other. A lot of words being exchanged between these two teams here and amongst coaches. This is my first time ever being at this tournament. I'm not sure if every time these two teams play it's like this, but it's definitely something to see for your first time. So it'll be a 5-on-3 power play here for First Nations. Down low to Bucktooth. Bucktooth back up top to Barreto. Sends over to the right side. Down low to Booth. Booth up top. That shot stopped again by Robertson. He's had a really solid game in net for Ontario. And Ontario, they look to get the ball out of their own zone. And running with it is Martin. He's being chased down by two First Nations players. He's just going to look for some space to run to, and he's got Bucktooth on him. Avoids that check. And Starwell sends that one down to the corner, and that pass is dropped by Barrio. Picked up by First Nations as they're still on the power play, and they look to finally get on the board here, as we'll see, as Bucktooth has the ball and he crosses center. We'll see what they do on this power play here. Ooh. Terrence with the ball up top. Over to Gario. Back to Terrence. Over to the far side. Back up top to Gario. He sends that one to the right crease. And they got some good ball movement going right now. Gario, he fires again. That one stopped by Robertson. And here comes Ontario with a 4-on-1 opportunity potentially, but that pass is dropped by Raywell. And Bucktooth chases him as he's going to try and kill the remainder of this penalty off. Just over 2.5 minutes remain in this second period. Ontario 8, First Nations still has yet to get on the board. With the ball, it's tied. Jesser with the shot. That one stopped by Hill. Rebound, and it looks like crease will be the call here as First Nations will get possession again. Long shift for this power play unit. They haven't come off the floor yet. They're running a little fakery here, and that pass, good read there by the Ontario defender. And now they got numbers here. As Omet is out of the box, and he couldn't get that pass. Oh, and a big hit down low. Looks like the Ontario player got caught ducking. He got hit from behind. No call, though. As Bullock with the ball now from Ontario. Over to Francis shot. That one's lost in the equipment of Hill and net there. Sees a big boy standing in between the crease. It looks like finally this First Nations will get some fresh legs on the floor. There's John Hill. He swims and kicks it back, and that pass is picked off again by Francis. What a game he is having, and Francis is in on a breakaway. That shot stopped again by Hill as Francis is over 2 on these last 2 breakaways. And First Nations quickly gets the ball into the Ontario zone. It's John Hill. He sends that one down low, and it's Trectatter with the shot, and that one stopped by Robertson. But crease will be the call, and we got some rough stuff down here as the play is going into the First Nations zone as they got numbers here. And they're going to pull that one out and wait for their line mates to get on the floor. Ball kicked up top. Big slash there. Good strip of the ball. Good defense here by the First Nation. That's Longboat on D Good stick work. Another shot stopped by Hill. He's starting to find his form in between the pipes. We got 30 seconds remaining in this period. One final opportunity for both teams here. And Terrence with the ball up top. He's going to put his back to the Ontario defender. Tatter down to the crease. And that pass intended for Bucktooth. That's just out of his reach. And a 30-second shot clock violation. It will be Ontario ball for one final chance. They got 2 seconds remaining, and they're just going to hold it in their own end. And a wild second period there as things definitely got chippy between the two sides. But Ontario is up in this one 8-0, and we will see how this third period transpires. And we will be back in 3 minutes. And we are back here for the start of the third period between Ontario and First Nations. This game definitely hasn't gone the way they would have liked, as they're down. They find themselves down 8-0 right now through 2 periods. We'll see if they can get something going in this third period to get back onto the scoreboard. And face-off was won by First Nations. O'Hara with the ball down low. Back up top. And they just can't get anything going on offense right now. This is Ontario playing really solid D. Good stick there. by the Ontario player, and they're off and running as they have numbers. A potential 2-on-1 here. Swing pass and big hit there by Terrence on Brighton it looked, and now Terrence is getting into it down low as there's a broken stick. And that shot stopped by Hill. And corralled by First Nations. And again, another very vocal crowd here in tonight's game as Rivera comes up the floor for First Nations. Rivera, he's backing down his defender. Waits for the pick. Rivera, he fakes. Rivera, he's got a man in front. That shot stopped. Thompson with the shot. Another save by Robertson, and that's picked up by Ontario. And they're just gonna let their guys change, get some fresh legs on the floor. And Stewart has the ball from Ontario. He's on that left side with Francis. What a game for Francis so far. And here he is with the ball, and that good stick on it there by Thompson. 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock, and there's a bad pass, but First Nations will regain possession of it. Looks like they have a short bench right now, First Nations. Look at their bench size compared to Ontario, a sizable difference between the two benches amongst players. As Thompson has the ball for First Nations, he sends that one down low to the corner. There's a little double down there, but there's not a lot of movement going on offense. He's looking for a shot, and he just bobbles it, and that is picked up by Ontario as they got another breakaway opportunity here. And I think it's Stewart in, scores. Oh, and they're going to call crease again. It's the second time tonight a crease call is wiped away an Ontario goal. So it remains 8-0 in this game. Ontario, if they were to win this one here, and O'Hara with the ball, and he rips a sub shot. That's stopped by Robertson. And we have a penalty called here to Ontario, as I believe it is Kyler Francis with the penalty, as he will get 2 minutes for slashing. And a power play opportunity coming here for the purple and silver. As Terrence awaits the ball up top, and the ref's signal. Terrence, another one of those highly skilled players on this First Nations team. And so O'Hara back up top to Gario. Gario, he's going to wind up, and he's going to let that one rip. And again, right into the chest of Robertson. Easy stop there. Good spin move. So Ontario looks to get the ball over center, but a turnover, and in comes Terrence. The partial breakaway, Terrence in. That shot stopped by Robertson. What a game he's having. What a tournament he's having. That ball is brought in by Hiltz. Hiltz, he sends that one rink wide to Barrio. Down low to Gesso. Back up top to Ross. Ross, he's going to bring that one down low to the corner. Ross, he's going to fake. Ross just looking to kill some time here on this penalty. He has the ball up top. Ross, and he's just going to throw that one back down into the corner. Good kill there by Ontario. And here comes Terrence moving the ball up the floor for First Nations, as I don't see Bucktooth on the floor on this power play. So we'll see what's going on with him. Maybe an injury of some sort. A little pass back and forth up top. Terrence, the nice little sub pass to Gario. That shot just missed short side, but picked up again by Terrence. But he took a shot there, and he's in a lot of pain right now, as he took a shot there by the Ontario defender right in the ribs. And it will be another 30-second shot clock violation as Ontario has the ball. And Francis, his penalty is almost about to expire. And we will be 5-on-5 once again, as Ontario with the ball down low. Orama, he swings that one over to the right side. Back down to Orama. That shot scores. What a shot. What a release by the Ontario player, and that is Owen Arana. That's his second goal of the tournament, and what a solid release he has with that shot from the outside. And it's 9-0 Ontario with a and the referee looks like he's given a penalty to the First Nations player. I'm not sure what happened. It looks like Hill is going to head off. 2 minutes unsportsmanlike conduct is the call. There must have been some words exchanged between the referee and the player. And now the coach is. And it looks like the First Nations coach has just been kicked out. And things are getting ugly right now. And the First Nations coach has just been ejected from this one. He had some choice words for the referee. So it'll be an Ontario power play when the referee signal. And it's Messier now. Throws it in. Ball up top. Ross, he kicks it up to Messier. Messier, back over to Ross. He tried to go rink wide, but that's intercepted by the First Nations defender. And a battle for the Lucy, and that ball's picked up by Longboat. And Longboat, he's running. He kind of puts his shoulder down, and we got some big collisions along the boards. And Longboat still got the ball. And now he gets stood up, and there's a turnover, and Ontario has the ball now. But a good clearing attempt there by Longboat as he almost took out everyone on the floor for Ontario. It's a big body on the left crease for that First Nations team. And Stewart, he's playing give and go down low with Ross. He comes around the Messier screen. Kicks that one over. Jesso, he sends that one down to the crease. And Caldwell scores. 10-0 Ontario. And it looks like 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike here. Ontario's going to get a penalty here. And it will be Ross heading off. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. And no argument from him. I think he knows he kind of did something. 2 minutes for taunting is the call there. So First Nations will have a power play opportunity. And a timeout here will be called by the First Nations team here, as they would like to get one at least past Robertson, but he's been a real game changer tonight. He hasn't been giving up anything at all. He's been real solid, and good performances tonight by Captain Ryan Bullock. He's been a great two-way player, very extremely aggressive and physical. Good offensive production you get out of him, and the player I've been most impressed with has been Kyler Francis. What a player he is. Big, strong, two-way player. I think he's had about 3 or 4 and definitely been the one player that's caught my attention the most in tonight's game. But a good team effort by this Ontario team, as they look about as good as you can be at the Bantam level, and they're firing on all cylinders tonight. As now with tonight's 10-goal game so far, they scored 52 goals in just under 4 games here, so they are really putting the ball in the back of the net. As for First Nations, the goal-scoring questions that I had entering tonight have kind of come to fruition, as they have yet to score tonight, and we will see how the power play goes. They just, at this point in the game, you just want to get some goals to kind of build a little momentum going, as there's still a lot of games left to be played in this tournament. And, you know, even they got to throw this one out after. It's not the end of the tournament here. There's still an opportunity, so we'll see what they do on this power play. This is good. It looks like Terrence is coming back onto the floor. Good to see him out there. And Bucktooth is also on the floor. So we got 2 players that appear to be injured back out there. 2 of the most important players for this First Nations team.
Ontario penalties, number 19, Adam Ross.
It looks like we're about to get underway. And the start of this power play is Terrence has the ball up top. Sends that one over to Bucktooth. Looks like he switched to the wooden stick. Barrio, that shot. Look for Bucktooth and good quick stick opportunity. That couldn't get all of it on. And picked up by Bullock, and he's got some speed on him, but he's just gonna pull out here. Good situation presence. He's got a good understanding of that. And he's trying to do too much as I hype him up there with the turnover and right back into First Nations hands. And Booth, he's going to send that back to Terrence. It's Thompson, Bucktooth, Terrence, Booth, and Aurora on the floor for First Nations. Thompson back up to Terrence. Sends it over to the righty shooter. Terrence looking for Booth down low. He couldn't catch that one. Picked up by Ontario. And they're looking to push the pace here. He's going to get to the corner, and they're going to get across center and avoid that 10-second call. Ball up top, and that's over to O'Mara. He's going to send that one down low to the corner, back up to O'Mara. Over to Francis. Francis, and a sloppy pass there. That's picked off by Terrence. And he has Bucktooth with him, too, if he wants to push it, and he's just going to hold on to it. Good collision there. Good D by Francis. Really left Terrence with nothing to do there. No option. Aurora with the shot. That just misses the net. Rebound, and it's Thompson. Another big stop by Robertson. And he has been on his A game tonight, and that ball's loose. It's going to get right down to Francis in the First Nations zone. And they're just going to try and kill the remainder of this penalty off, as Ross is set to come out of the box. And we are back to 5-on-5. And so Mata with the shot. That's kicked away by Hill. And straight to Terrence. And Terrence looks to make a move. A little spin move. Gets around Francis. He's going to send that one up to Rivera. Rivera with the ball. Rivera over to Becker. Becker back up top to Trisky. Trisky tried to walk the dog there. Good move, and he's breaking ankles, and he falls over. And another turnover by the First Nations team. And that's picked up by Ontario, and they're looking to push the pace. And as Barrio in, he's just going to fire it, kicked away by Hill. Good stop. As we have just 6 remaining in this game tonight between these two powerhouses. Gario, he sends that one down. That shot stopped right in the 5-hole by Robertson. Another easy stop for him. Get a foot race here. An opportunity going straight to Cage, Ontario. That shot tried to go 5-hole, and that stop again by Hill. And we got a loose ball heading towards the boards here. And that ball will head back down to the corner where it will be picked up by Gario. And his First Nations will have a change here. Ball down low on the left side. Back up top to Tractor. Down low, Thompson. Down low, good move by Rice. He tried to split the D, had nowhere to go. A weak shot attempt by First Nations, and that will lead to a potential breakaway. And no, the ref will just blow that. They're going to make the Ontario player bring it to the corner. Fresh legs here for both teams. As Martin has the ball up top for Ontario. Martin, he's waiting. Over to Ross. Ross sends that one down low to the corner. Back up to Ross. Over to Martin. Over to the right side. There's Gesso. As Martin just took a shot from Thompson. Martin, he's going to wind up. He's just going to miss the net. And there's another loose ball. And smart play by the Ontario defender just to clear it. Picked up by Rice. Rice over to Rivera. Rivera, he's going to walk down. Send that over to the left side. Back to Rivera, over to Booth. Booth, good little off-ball play, and that's Terrence with a shot, and that shot stopped again by Robertson. Terrence gets his own rebound. He sends it to Booth. Booth shot, that stopped. Rebound, crease will be the call. as Ontario will have possession of the ball once again. Just a little over 3 minutes remaining in the third period here. 10-0 is the score for Ontario. And they're just pulling out. They're not even going to net right now. This is Ross with the ball. He's just hanging around the boards. O'Hanley, that pass is out of his reach. That's picked up by Caldwell. That shot stopped. And no rebound there. So we'll see what the call is. And yep, just purple ball. This is Rivera. Bring the ball up the floor. This Ontario team really likes to get after the ball carrying and have a guy right out on him. Rivera, he's dancing around with it. Over to Guerra. He's got Terrence with him. Terrence, good back pick, and that shot just missed the net. Terrence had a couple chances his last couple shifts, just can't get a good opportunity on net. And Ross brings that one blazingly fast into this zone. And Ontario's just going to pull out here, and the ball up top to Messier. Messier with the ball up top. Back into the middle. That shot kicked away by Hill again. These things are starting to get a little chippy. It's Guerrero with the ball. Jamieson down to Thompson. Jamieson looks to set a pick. Thompson's just going to go underneath. Thompson's shot just missed the net, so he was trying to go far side. And another kick out by Robertson. And here comes Ontario up the floor. Keller, he's being double teamed. He's going to run away from trouble. 1:45 remaining in the third period. Martin, down low to Ross. Ross backing down his defender, but he's getting pushed off by Tractor. Inside, good pick. Martin, the little pick, and then the slip inside, far side on Hill, and it's 11-0 Ontario, as that should almost do it here. 1:28 remaining. Strong performance by the red, white, and black, though. And for First Nations, something you would like to forget and just move on with it. You throw this one out, throw this game tape out, don't watch it, and you get on with it. Still a very talented team. That face-off is picked up by Rivera. He's had a really strong game despite the 0 goals put up on offense. Rivera cuts in. He tried to do a little twister and just missed far side. And Hill over to Rivera, and he couldn't handle that pass. He would have been wide open in front of the net. And Ontario, they're going to clear that one away. And pass for Martin, just out of his reach. And First Nations now with the ball as it's Booth. Over to Hill. As we're in the dwindling seconds of this one, the final minute. One last chance for First Nations to get on the ball. Rice. The drop step. He beats his man, Rice, and he loses control. And Ontario now with the ball. As it's Stewart. He's trying to run away with it. Stewart, he's just going to bring it back in his own zone. He gets hit hard by Longboat. Huge hit. But Ontario's just going to keep possession. No need to bring it into the First Nations zone here. And we got 9 seconds remaining in this one. We got 5, and that'll be a 30-second shot clock. And Longboat takes another run at Stewart as the 30-second shot clearly went, and he just fires that ball down. And that will do it here. Ontario with a statement win, 11-0 over First Nations. Strong performance by Francis and Bullock and Martin, all getting goals. And for First Nations, like I said earlier, one of those games you just throw the tape out and you move on. Still lots of time left in this tournament. You're probably going to see this team, the same team again, in the coming days here. So you want to try and look for any positives you can get out of this game. the first 5-6 minutes, you know, it was 0-0 for a bit there. They really kept this team on at bay, but it was just the transition game was too much, as well as the accuracy and the shooting and the offensive talent. It's a little too much to overcome for this First Nations team, but we will see what happens as this week moves forward. As we get a handshake here at the end of the game. I think the next game is the Midgets, the Team BC Midgets. They will be playing the Team Ontario, as that should be a dandy of a game here at the Palace on Poirier. Some good players on both those teams. One of family friends, like to give a shout out to Ichino there. He's having a really good tournament for Team BC. He's having a solid start for them. I think he's leading their team in points, so look for him to have a big one tonight. We will await the MVPs of this game. We'll wait and see who the MVPs from both teams are. And MVP for First Nations goes to number 7, Hayden Longboat. He had a couple of massive hits tonight and was all over the place. And MVP for Team Ontario, number 12, Logan Martin. He had a couple nice goals tonight. He's another solid player. He had a great game, both two ways, defense, offense. He was solid tonight. And that should just about do it here. So Martin and Longboat, your MVPs for tonight. And again, the final score, Ontario 11, First Nations 0. And yes, so that is officially it, and I will see you guys on Friday. I believe I'm back. And thank you for bearing with me on my first game tonight.